Making the headlines tonight. 3 Cambodian taekwondo athletes won gold at the 2022 World Police and Fire Games, and Cambodia also wins 2 gold medals at the ASEAN Para Games. 2 1,000-year-old statues of Lord Shiva are returned from the National Museum of Phnom Penh to their original home in Banti Chamar Temple. China reportedly raises the stakes in its row with Washington over U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's planned trip to Taiwan. And 5 students from World International School Cambodia head to London for the Teen Angel International English Competition. This is the Daily Roundup on EAC News Channel. A very good evening to you. I'm Darshana Gauchan. Prime Minister Hun Sen has congratulated 3 Cambodian taekwondo athletes who won gold medals at the 2022 World Police and Fire Games in the Netherlands. Additionally, Cambodia has also won at least 2 gold medals so far at the ASEAN Para Games being held in Indonesia. On Sunday afternoon, Prime Minister Hun Sen posted a congratulatory message on his Facebook page, saying congratulations to the 3 Cambodian WT Taekwondo athletes who got gold medals at the 2022 World Police and Fire Games in the Netherlands. He further wrote, "This is the pride of our whole nation. All the 3 WT Taekwondo athletes participating in the 2022 World Police and Fire Games in the Netherlands from 26 to 31st July got gold medals." On Saturday, Taekwondo athletes Sam Yudet and Va Mitona obtained gold medals, and the following day, athlete Phal Sobanat triumphed and added another gold medal to Cambodia's tally. The World Police and Fire Games is an international sporting event for police, fire, customs, and corrections service personnel, according to the Games' official website. More than 10,000 athletes from 70 different countries came to compete in 63 sports in 2022. Over in Southeast Asia, the ASEAN Para Games kicked off on Saturday, and Cambodia has so far managed to win 2 gold medals. The first was won by the Cambodian women's wheelchair basketball team, who defeated the team from Thailand 7-5 in Solo City, Indonesia. The second gold medal was won in women's long jump by Vit Chanta. According to the Cambodia SEA Games Organizing Committee, as of Monday, 1st of August, Cambodia has won 3 medals in total. 2 gold in women's wheelchair basketball and long jump, and 1 additional bronze medal. At this year's ASEAN Para Games, 115 athletes from Cambodia have been sent to compete in 11 sporting categories, including swimming, men's and women's wheelchair basketball, 7-a-side football, table tennis, badminton, weightlifting, chess, and more. During the 9th ASEAN Para Games in Malaysia, Cambodia won 5 silver and 5 bronze medals, while the 10th edition of the Games in the Philippines was cancelled due to COVID-19. 2,000-year-old statues of Lord Shiva, which disappeared from Cambodia in 1998, have been paraded and returned from the National Museum of Phnom Penh to its original location in Banti Chamar Temple in Banti Minche Province on Saturday, 30th July. The procession of the 2 Lord Shiva statues was attended by officials of the Ministry of Culture and many other senior officials. The president of Banti Chamar Tourism Community, Mao Si, told EAC News that there were a total of 8 statues missing from the temple. Now that 2 have been returned, 6 still remain to be found. The director of the Banti Minche Provincial Department of Culture and Fine Arts, Yong Tang Pui, also confirmed to EAC News that the statues were erected in the late 12th and early 13th centuries. He said, "The statues of Lord Shiva disappeared in 1998 after smugglers stole and took them to Thailand. In 2000, the royal government of Thailand found and returned the statues to the royal government of Cambodia, keeping them at the National Museum in Phnom Penh until now. With the help of Deputy Prime Minister Kai Kim Yan, the statues have now been returned to their original home." The Ministry of Rural Development has announced that rural water supply and sanitation covers more than 80% of Cambodia so far. Furthermore, this coverage rate is expected to reach 100% in 2025. EAC News reporter Anthony Ellis has more.
In the progress report released by the Ministry of Rural Development in the past 5 years from 2018 to 2022, it is stated that the Ministry built more than 10,000 wells, more than 1,000 community ponds, more than 2,000 rainwater ponds storing more than 10,000 litres of water, and distributed more than 140,000 rainwater filter jars to the public. In addition, the ministry built 67 community water production stations, 330 water treatment stations, and concentrated nearly 20,000 water treatment systems and tanks. More than 20,000 drinking water tanks were distributed to people in the community. Water tanks were built in 33 schools, 128 small irrigation systems, and 13 irrigation pumping stations were also installed. Additionally, nearly 3 million people were educated on the use and keep of clean water. At the same time, nearly 500,000 rural latrines were built, boosting the cessation of open defecation in 60% of target villages. The report further notes, nowadays people in rural areas generally have access to basic services, good hygiene, a clean environment and comfort. At the same time, rural people also have the access to better rural water and sanitation services, contributing to support of the rural government in promoting good and healthy nutrition. The Secretary of State and spokesperson for the Ministry of Rural Development, Trun Tevaravat, has said that the rural government has already set a goal to achieve 90% supply of clean water across Cambodia by 2023 and by 2025 to fully achieve 100% clean water supply. However, he said that the COVID-19 outbreak will likely have delayed the implementation of this plan. He said, "I can briefly answer to our goal by 2025 to achieve 100%. ODF may be a little late, the reason being COVID-19 factor. COVID-19 only affects the development barriers of our goals, but it also affects the structure of the whole, both the participation of partner organisations and the participation of the people." The Ministry of Rural Development has set 2025 as the year in which all people living in rural areas will have access to clean water, sanitation and hygienic environment to live in, enshrined in National Plan for Clear Water Supply and Sanitation Promotion Rural Sanitation between 2014 and 2025. Anthony Ellis, EAC News.
If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of our platforms and channels. The EAC News app, YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website www.eacnews.asia. Join me and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear.
China has reportedly raised the stakes in its row with Washington over U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's planned trip to Taiwan, saying it may respond militarily if the California Democrat goes through with the visit. The latest warnings were privately issued to members of President Joe Biden's administration, the Financial Times reported on Sunday, citing 6 unidentified people familiar with the matter. The statement was significantly stronger than the warnings that Chinese officials have given in the past over controversial U.S. actions or policy decisions related to Taiwan. Today, East Asia is the scene of a sharp confrontation between 2 major nuclear powers, the United States and China. The situation is worsening as the Americans execute plans to contain Beijing. The key point of contention fueling these tensions is the Taiwan Strait. In recent years, Washington has increased its supply of weapons and military equipment to the island, while assisting in revamping the armed forces of Taiwan and strongly encouraging the local government's desire for independence. Taiwan holds extremely important geopolitical significance for the U.S. and China, representing part of the first island chain, stretching from the Aleutian Islands in the north through Japan and the Philippines to the Greater Sunda Islands in the south. It is this Pacific frontier that both Washington and Beijing have defined as their main line of defense. The politicians in power on Formosa, which means beautiful in Portuguese and is a name that prevailed in Western cartography until the 20th century, in recent years have consistently pursued a policy of strengthening ties with the U.S., which is fully consistent with Washington's anti-Chinese rhetoric. The leadership of the People's Republic of China has repeatedly made it clear that actions violating the One China policy are unacceptable. This also goes for the provisions of the 3 joint U.S.-Chinese communiques of 1972 to 1982, which form the basis of the countries' bilateral relations. However, any conflict between Washington and Beijing would not be a small victorious war for either side. Even if the PRC fails to quickly capture Taiwan, it will persist in fighting U.S. forces in the Asia-Pacific region. On the other hand, even if the island is lost, the Pentagon won't curtail its operations because all of its previous efforts would be meaningless if it doesn't neutralize the potential of the Chinese military. In December 2021, Foreign Affairs magazine warned Washington and Beijing that a conflict over Taiwan could prove ruinous for both themselves and most East Asian countries, since the main participants could use nuclear weapons to change the situation in their favor if faced with defeat. And finally, 5 students from World International School Tulkok campus headed to London in the UK for the Teen Angel International English Competition, where they will compete against 50 other countries.
Monday, 1st of August, 5 students, Pik Vikabok, 13, Sol Nicole, 14, Lak Chon Nai Nerit, 14, Kep Pantatip, 15th, and Heng Meng Hong, 11, between the grades 5 to 12 from World International School Cambodia, head to London, UK for the Teen Eagle International English Competition. The principal of WISC Tulkok campus, William Umbaldagi, and academics director Mr. Bill are beaming with pride as 5 students will be representing WISC as well as Cambodia at the international finals. This achievement is a collaborative effort of all teachers, mainly our English teachers, Mr. Awabali, Kevin, Mr. Salman Stephen, Miss Ruby Aberdale, parents, students and school leaders. It is a result of hard work and encouraging our students to aim for the best, Mr. Ambadagi had said. According to the school president, Her Excellency Madam Say Sophia, the students had already completed the first round that was held online. They will now complete in the second round in London against 50 other countries around the world. The finals will be held in London, United Kingdom. The global rounds are held over 8 days and consist of 4 main competitions. The knowledge of quiz contest of 50 multiple choice questions based on the given resources. However, there will be also writing challenge, spelling bee, and processive speaking events. The top 10 will receive a discount on their first year from selected universities in the UK, a 25% discount for their first year at Brookhouse College from grade 7 to 13, as well as a certificate of achievements, honourable mentions, gold, silver and bronze medals, as well as certificates will be given based on performance. According to Bright Education and Travel Director, Mr. Dovlet Kovachkozov, the Cambodian representative company for the local round competition, Teen Eagle recognises the students need to be globalised, modernised and accessible platform to achieve these goals.
Thank you for watching the Daily Roundup here on EAC News Channel. For more breaking news and updates, you can check out our website, eacnews.asia, or search EAC News on Telegram, Smart TV, or at your favorite app store. More from the EAC News team tomorrow night at 8 p.m. We will see you then.